Hey everyone, what if I tell you that downloading your favorite song or movie without permission might make you a lawbreaker? Or sharing your Netflix password with anyone might put your own account on ice? Growing up in a family of lawyers was like living in a constant don't do that zone. No littering, Yash, helmet on, buckle up your seat belts. I mean, seriously? Was I the only one following these rules while almost everyone else seemed to play their own chaotic game? As a law aspirant, when I started learning about law, it was like discovering a whole new universe. I got to know about various rights I have and I don't. But then I realized that most people are not even aware of the very basic rights they uphold. Now it's like they are playing a game without knowing the rules of it. And the craziest part, they break those rules all the time without even realizing. Oh, what if I tell you that the owner of this property has the right to file a complaint against me? Can anyone guess the crime I committed?
Littering.
Exactly, littering. It's not just a bad manner, but an offense under law as well. That's more like it. Now, imagine a world where knowing about law is like having a superpower. No more being taken aback by rules you didn't know existed. Everyone's aware, confident, and know a little bit about law. I know many of you might be aware of Article 15, Subclause 1, that says the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them. But did you notice the word only in that law? This means discrimination on other grounds like physical ability or language might not be challenged in a court. Here's another stat that will blow up your mind. According to a 2012 study by the Indian Express, only 20% of Indian consumers were aware of the Consumer Protection Act. In 2018, a global survey by Ipsos, that is a multinational market research and consulting firm, found just 56% of people who knew anything substantial regarding law. Now, the main question arises, why are people unaware of their legal rights? Well, it could be because of lack of education or awareness, or maybe due to the complexity of legal language. For instance, how many of you want to save taxes? That's a great number. Just read Section 80C of the Income Tax Act and you are all set. But wait, before you start your phones up and begin searching, it doesn't sound that easy. As you will start reading, terms like ELSS, PPF, ULIPs will come up. And yes, it would be like you are reading alien hieroglyphics. So this lack of awareness creates a significant barrier to accessing justice. There are numerous laws that empower you, like the Digital Data Protection Act. Imagine your digital life is like a super secret treasure chest, and the Digital Data Protection Act is the magical lock keeping it safe. If companies lose your data, commonly known as a data breach, they face a hefty fine. So basically, this act gives you the control over your own digital castle. Is there anyone who usually trolls online with a fake name? Well, think again, because Section 66D of India's IT Act cracks down on spreading false or offensive information online, with up to 3 years in jail and a massive fine. So keep it real online, because your digital footprint matters. Here's a fun story. A few months ago, my aunt ordered a dress that looked like of 1,000 rupees, but it arrived looking more like a Halloween costume. The shop even refused a refund or exchange. But thanks to the Consumer Protection Act of 2019, it says no refunds or exchanges on a bill are illegal unless you are buying something that is perishable or is customized for you. And boom, full refund. Even the environment has its own superhero act, the National Green Tribunal Act. Once, when an IAS officer fighting illegal sand mining in Uttar Pradesh was suspended, the NGT intervened, highlighting the inaction and overlooking of the state authorities. Although the NGT allows you to sue polluters, but first requires a reasonable amount of proof. So while you are chasing a truck spewing black smoke to collect evidence, there are chances that the truck driver is filing a case against you for stalking. There are n number of laws which we often overlook, or in some cases, we are completely unaware if the actions we do are even legal or not. Ever thought of running a busy cafe where the aroma of coffee blends with the sweet sound of music? But wait, before you turn up the tunes, remember the Copyright Act of 2024. Playing music in public places in India without a permit can be a real downer, which could leave you, but with an enormous fine and even imprisonment. If I say the word aircraft, what comes to your mind?
Aeroplane.
That's nice.
Helicopter.
That's great. But how many of you thought of a balloon or maybe a kite when I said the word aircraft? I know that seems weird, but according to the Aircraft Act 1934, balloons and kites are too considered as aircrafts. Now, I want you all to raise your hands if you have ever flown a kite in your life. Well, that's a great amount. But what if I tell you that flying a kite in India without a permit can be an illegal action? Yes, you heard it right. In India, if anyone wants to fly a kite, they need to have a legal permit. Else, they can be arrested or charged according to the act. But fear not, fellow kite enthusiasts. The good news is that the parliament recently passed the Bharatiya Vayuyan Adhiniyam 2024, a much needed update to these outdated laws. Overall, this widespread unawareness regarding law made me wonder that why do people break laws, and sometimes up to a large extent? Well, the answer is yet simple. We often prioritize convenience over compliance. Why don't we consider law as our another secret superpower and prioritize it first? It's not just about yelling, I know my rights. It's a tool for society that promotes self-advocacy. In short, less exploitation, more fairness, and everyone wins. Although it too mobilizes individuals, it reveals the complexities of law. Like the legal age for marriage in India is 18 for women and 21 for men, according to the Special Marriage Act and the Prohibition of the Child Marriage Act. But doesn't Article 14 guarantees equality for all, regardless of their gender? Now, it's like saying, ladies, you can tie up the knot earlier, but gentlemen, you'll have to wait a bit longer. Remember when a passionate health advocate used his voice to challenge misleading claims by some of the biggest brands in India? He highlighted issues like hidden sugar in so-called popular health drinks and the truth behind 100% juice claims. He went after the giants of the food industry in India. And guess what? They actually listened. as sugar levels got reduced and even taglines got changed. But how did he do it? He wielded the mighty sword of Article 19, Subclause 1, that is, freedom of speech. He used his voice, his videos, and his facts to shake the things up. For me, he is the real game changer. Now, to overcome this widespread ignorance of law, we all must prioritize law literacy initiatives. By organizing workshops and seminars for students, teachers, and parents, by discussing law with family and friends, and by being observant of signs and regulations, we can empower people to navigate law more confidently. Let's make law literacy the cornerstone of our society, ensuring that everyone, regardless of their background, has the knowledge to navigate and make more informed decisions. I, on my side, promise to be more mindful of the laws I follow. Will you join me? Thank you, everyone.